So, hello all. So, as I said that from today we are going to start a session on interview preparations. So, the first class would be on Python. So without any delay, let's directly start this session. So here in this particular session, we will be talking about Python only. We will see what are the important topics that needs to be prepared before you appear for an interview. Okay, so it will be very short, precise because I won't go into depths. I will just talk about the definitions and implementations that are important for interviews, right? So as you can see on your screen here, these are the important topics that I will be covering in Python. Okay, from operators to conditional statements to loop, and we will understand these things with the help of an example. So let's first of all start with the first thing, that is what is the difference between is, in, and double equals to operators. So we already know what is, what is in, and what is double equals to operator here. But what is the difference here? Because sometimes we confuse like the option output should be same in all the case. For example, I'm going to write something in front of you. You just see here, print. Now, if I write um, here, apple equals to apple is apple, right? This is one statement. Now, if I write this apple in apple, and here if I write print apple double equals to apple, so what will be the output? Can you tell me? Take a pause and answer this question. Now, if I run this, see, this is what I am getting. It's taking some time here because I am working on Google Colab, so it needs to be connect first of all. Then only I will get the output. Once it is connected, I'm getting the answer as true, true, true. If you guess this answer, then you're right. But if you missed something, then you need to see here what you missed. So in this case, you got true, true, true here because the ID of apple is same as the ID of apple. This is a identity operator which checks the address of both these data. So right here, the ID of both apple and apple is same, so you are getting as true. Here in means member. In is a membership operator in Python. Here you're checking whether apple in apple or not. And you can see here the whole apple is present in this string apple. Even if I modify something here as apple mango, still you can see that apple word is present in apple mango, right? So still I will get answer as true, true, true. Here again I will get true. But suppose if I just remove um, app, I just remove LE part from the apple. Now you can see here the apple word is not here. Only APP is here. So it's not a member in this string. That's why the output is false here, right? And double equals to, as you know, it compares both the strings letter by letter. Okay, and here we have A, here we have A, here we have P, here we have P. So we have the characters on the same indexes. So double equals to actually compares both the things by by closing them with together like this. So if this finger and this finger, if they are matching like this, then they are equal. We are comparing them, so we can compare them index by index like this. So the output is true here. Okay, now can you just tell me what will be the output of this and what will be the output of this? Come on, come on. Now if I run this, say false, true, true. I hope you, most of you were right here. Why this one is false now? Because this data and this data is different. So both these data are stored at different memory location in Python. So they are not, their address is not equal, and that's why the output is false here. But in case of in, you see app word is present in app mango, right? That's why this is true. And equals to is true here because at index 0 we have A in both the places. Now if you understood this thing, can you tell me this, what will be the output of this? For example, let's say I am saying this as 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and here again I will use 1, 2, 3. Here again 1, 2, 3. 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay, and let's copy and paste it here. Now, can you just tell me the answer now? What will be the answer here? Now, this time we have a list here. Okay, you can take a pause. You can answer this question in the comment box. Now, if I run this, output is false, false, true. Okay, this one is false. You were expecting this to be true because both data are same, right? But it is false now. And this one is also false. Wow. And this one is true. What happened here? Now, this is the thing that you have to understand here. This is a identity operator. And apart from string, integers and all, list, tuple, these are higher data structures in Python. So Python generally keeps their addresses different, even though the values are same. Okay, so the IDs of both 123 and 123 is what different here because they are list. So whether it is a list, tuple or something, their addresses will be stored in different memory locations. So they have different memory addresses, and that is why the output is false. If I show you just ID of 1 comma 2 comma 3 here, and uh, let me show you here, control X, okay, and here I will create another variable. Let's say a equals to this and b equals to this. Okay, same values but stored in different variables. And let me show you the id of a and id of b, and you can see here the addresses are different, and that is why if I just write id a is id b, I will get output as false. And this is what we are getting in the top. Even if you think that if I write apple here and string apple, then output is true. You're right, output will be true here because both data is same. But even in a string, if you just put some space here, then it will be false, because if you put some space or any unwanted character in between the strings, and even the strings are same, their addresses will be different. Now I'm not going into depth here because it's just a glimpse about all the things so that you can quickly revise all the things. Okay, if you want to know how these things are working, you have to watch the proper operators video that is already uploaded on this channel on Python class lectures playlist, so do watch that. Okay, now this is the case here, and let's understand why I'm getting false here. Because see, in means membership. So what you're checking here is you're not, see, this is not a member here. You're looking for this particular list inside this list. Okay, what I mean to say, if I just copy this entire list here and I put it here, 123 in 123 like this, so now you can see this data is a member of this entire list. It is present inside this. So now this time you will get output as true, but earlier you were getting false. So this time it is true, right? And what about this? This needs to be equal at each index. Suppose if I just write 3 here and 1 here. Okay, now what data this list has, this list also has, but they are at different indexes. So this time this will be false. False, true, false. Clear? So this is the difference between these operators. One checks the identity, is operator checks the identity, in checks the membership, and double equals to compares both the data at each index. Okay, this is how it is working. Now the next thing is loops with conditions, patterns, question. Loops with conditions. So people suffer in loops, and that's true also because it is hard to build logics if you're a fresher in that. But still, it's not that hard. Let's see how. For example, let's say I have a list, okay, and in this list uh, we are going to see loops with condition. Okay, so I will just keep on writing loops uh, with conditions, and after this session I will also share this notebook link in the description or in the comment box, so you can download this notebook. Okay, so here I was talking about the difference between this. So let me just give a heading here. Do practice it more. Okay, loops with condition. For example, let's say this is my list ml, and in the list ml I have defined variables like apple, okay, and banana, okay, and mango, and any other fruit with a name, let's say apricot. Okay, anything else? Let's say these are the four fruits that I have in this list. What I want those fruit names whose name is starting with A. So see, in order to see whether the name is starting with A or not, you have to visit each element. See, you cannot say that, sir, only apple and apricot are the names in which the first character is A, right? You can, you can say. but you have to look at banana and mango as well. Okay, you don't notice or you don't think like this. See guys, you are able to answer apple and apricot only because you have looked at banana and mango as well. Okay, if I hide this data, you won't be able to answer whether the data which is present behind this bar is is not starting with A. So you looked at this word and then you decided whether it is starting with A or not. In the same way, Python has to look at each word, okay, whether it is banana or mango. It has to look at the word and it will compare whether the first character is A, B, C, or D, and accordingly it will define. It will use the condition. So the first thing is visit each element of the list. Okay. So how you will do this? You will use a loop. Visiting each element means there is some repetitive process. See, conditional statement is not a loop. Sometimes people confuse with these things. Conditional statement means either yes, either true. You cannot iterate on a list. Now, iterating on a list means visiting each element. And you can visit each element through a repetitive process. So, at first iteration, I will visit apple. In the second iteration, I will visit banana. In the third iteration, I will visit mango. So, only loop can do this. And there are two kinds of loop, for loop and while loop. You can use any of the loop which is in which you are comfortable, but for loop is much more easy and handy, so we are going to use that one. Okay, so how you can iterate over all the list? You can simply say for let's say uh, John, for John in ML. Okay, now what is this? Why I have written John here? I have intentionally written the name of a person so that you can understand. Okay, this you can write the person name, or else you can write you can simply write I also. Okay, but don't remember any pattern that I have to write I have. Sometimes you see some people write underscore. You just have to write some character which will visit each element of your list. Okay, and accordingly you will print all the things. For example, let's say I am sending John inside the ML list. So John will go inside the loop and the first fruit that he will get is apple. And you will ask John, okay, if John, the fruit that you have starts with what? Starts with letter A. If it starts with A, then give me that fruit. Means print that fruit. Print the fruit that you have, and John is the person who has the fruit, so you have to write John. And when I run this, see, I'm getting apple and apricot. So here I have used loops with condition. So this is a loop, and here I have used a condition inside the loop. Okay, if I don't use condition, each fruit will be printed. For example, let me remove the condition here, and if I run this, simply I will get all the output. Okay, similarly you can apply some conditions on words, whether it is ending with A or not, or you can print a fruit name in which you have three vowels, four vowels. Okay, for example, let's take the same example. Let me run it first. Let me take another example, and this time my objective is to print those fruit name in which the number of vowel is 3. Okay, exactly 3. So this time you need to change your condition. This time you don't have to start with A. You have to count how many vowels are there inside a word. So you are getting the word in, you are getting the fruit name in John, right? Now you have to print only those name in which the number of vowel is more than 3. Now how to count how many vowels are there? Now this is, again, it is a little complex question that I have made here. For each word you have to count the number of vowels. So simply just write count. First of all, count equals to, let's say, 0. Okay, and now you just have to iterate on for. You have to iterate on each name for I in John. So John has some fruit with him, let's say apple and banana. Then you have to iterate on each character of the fruit. So B, then A, and then A. And then you have to compare if this I in, now this I is in A, E, I, O, U, or some, you can also write capital letters. Okay, capital A, E, I, O, U. That is an option. Okay, I hope you understand these things. Okay, that's why you are watching this interview preparation. Okay, now for I in this A, E, I, O, U, if it matches any of the vowel, what you will do, you will increase the count by 1, like this. And once this loop is over, you will get the count, number of vowels count in that word, and then come outside of the loop, and you see the indentation here. I'm just below the for loop. Okay, and then here you have to use count if count is equals to 3, means number of vowel is 3. In that case, print the fruit which John has, like this. So I have used a lot of condition here. Okay, now if you just pause the video and you just look at the things, how all the things are going on here, you will get the results properly. But what happened, I'm not getting the result here. uh, if count is equals to 0, it will start with 1. um, let's okay, see, I have written count plus 1. It should be count plus equals to 1, right? So whatever the value of count has, it will keep on increasing. So it will found vowel a here, so count value will increase by 1, so it will become 1. Next time again it will find a, and a is a vowel, so 1 will change to 2, and then 3, and now you will get the output. So this is how, and see, in apricot also you have A, I, and O. Three vowels were there in apricot, so you got that word. Okay, so you saw here how we are using condition on the loop, and these things can be very complex. All you have to do is just focus on the problem, what you have to achieve, and accordingly do it. Okay, this is just a kind of revision kind of thing, how we do it. Okay, so I'm not going into that. I hope you understand it, guys. Okay, now uh, iteration on string, list, dictionary, and objects. You saw an iteration on list. Again, let's talk about iteration on string, dictionary, and object also. Okay, iteration is very important. Now here, iteration on strings, list, and dictionary objects. Let's say I have a variable movie equals to. Here I am writing Sher Shah. Okay, now this is a string, and you know that a string is a sequence of characters. If it is a sequence of character, it simply means that you can use a loop on a string. So you can simply write for I in range, sorry, you can use range always. Okay, but here you can also write movie and then print I, and this way you can iterate on each character, and you're visiting each character. In the first loop you're visiting S and you're printing that. In this next iteration you're visiting H and you're printing that, like this. So you're getting SHERR, like this. So this loop will run how many times? The total number of characters that you have in the sequence. There are 9 characters, it means this loop is running 9 times, and that's why that is how you are getting each character. Okay, there is another form of um, running the loop. Here I'm directly iterating on the string. You can iterate on the string in different way using the range function. For example, if you just come to know what is the length of Shirsha, so you can use range function. Range start from 0 index to length of movie, length of movie. So this time instead of SHER you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Why? Because range is giving you values starting from 0 to the total length of movie, that is I think 9, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 0 to 9 means numbers starting from 0 to 8, and that's why up till 8 you are getting. Now in I you are getting the index number. It means you can use movie I. What does it mean? It simply means that what is the value of movie index 0, and you know that in movie the index 0 value is S, so this time you will get the output same as above one. So this is how I have written two different kinds of uh, loop which are giving you the same output. One is on direct iteration on the sequence, and another one is using range function. So here you are getting the index and you are using the index to get the value, using the index to get the value. Clear? This is how it is working. And again, if you have any kind of doubt on strings and all, so there is a separate topic for string in which I have discussed indexing, slicing, string methods and all, so you can check that one out. Okay, this is how we are iterating on string. In the same fashion you can iterate on list also. Okay, for example, let's say I have a word, I love Python. I love Python. These are the three different words that I have inside the list. What I want to do, I want to print each word. So how I can run? Again, using range I can run. Okay, here I just have to let's name the variable as ML. This is not no more a movie, so I need to write ML here and ML here. So if I run it, I will get I love Python one by one in each iteration, right? Otherwise, I can simply run like this also, ML and ML. I love Python and see it is printing. Oh, sorry, I have printed the list. So that list is getting printed three times because first iteration I'm printing ML. Second iteration I'm printing ML. So instead of ML, if I just write I, then only I will get I love Python like this. So this is another way. This is very simple. But range has its own advantage. If you watch that part, you will be clear on that. If you want to update something, you have to use the range function. Okay. For example, let's solve a question here. Let's say uh, in place of Python, I want to write data science. Okay, I love data science. So how you can update that? How you can update that? I love Python, and let's say um, inside this I have these words: data science is amazing, like this, or not data science, but this is Python. Okay, so Python is another comma if let's say if imaging is a single string. So 1 2 3 4 5, okay, total 5 words I have inside the list. Now I want to update Python with data science. So what I need to do, I want to update all Python. So in interviews they can ask you update all Pythons in the list to change to something else, or this Python could be a number, any number, anything. Okay, they can ask you update all the even numbers by multiplying it with 2. So the process is going to be same. Okay, now you see here how you are going to update. If you iterate directly on ML, you won't be able to do it, because what you will do in updating ML of I, this is what you will do. Okay, now you will compare whether it is equal to Python or not. If it is equal to Python, what you will do, you will update this in this value to be equal to data science, right? This is what you would try to do. So using a condition, if ML of I this equals to this, if ML of I equals to Python, ML of I equals to data science, then it will be updated to data science. Now if I print ML, you will see I will get error, because here I'm passing a string, not an integer. And you know that you have, in order to update something in a list, you have to give the index number. And what you are getting in I, you are getting I. You're getting love. Love is not an index. Python is not an index, right? So here we have to use range function. Range 0 comma length of ml. Now it will be updated. You see here, now it worked. So range has its own advantage. So when to use direct variable, when to use range, this is what you should be aware of, right? So here I have been able to update all the Pythons with data science. So in interviews, these things can be asked in different ways. So things may vary. So if you are, you are memorizing these things, then you have a problem. But if you're understanding these things, then you are good to go. You can apply this logic to every problem. Got it? Now, just look at one more example here. In ML, let's say I have some numbers as 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 9. Okay. Now, the same thing what I said. Now, multiply even numbers with 10 and update the ML. Means you don't have to print it. You have to update your list by multiplying it with 10. So first of all, you have to iterate on list, because you have to check each number whether it is even or not. So you can do that only by loop for I in. Again, you have to update something. It means you need to use range, right? So for I in range 0 comma the length of ML. This is what you will be writing. And after this, give a colon for I in range 0 comma length of ML. Then you have to use condition if ML of I. What is the condition for even? It is divisible by 2. So here you have to write ML of I modulo 2. Why I'm writing ML of I? Because I'm using indexes to get the value. So ML of 0 will be 2. So whether 2 is divisible by 2? Yes. So it is a even number. Equals to 0. Okay. And then you have to print ML. Let's print first of all. Okay. Then I will multiply. Oh, sorry. Not ML, but ML of I. See, these are the even numbers that are present in the list. Now, what I have to do, I have to multiply these numbers with 10. So let's multiply. So 2 will become 20, 4 will become 40. Now, I don't have to print these things. I have to update these things where? In the same index. So I will write ml of I equals to ml of I into 10. Like this, I have to work. Right? Now, once the loop is complete, I will get ml, updated ml. See here, all even numbers are multiplied with 10. So this is how we are iterating on string. This is how we are iterating on list. And now how to iterate on dictionary? Next thing, let's say this is car equals to, here I have keys called as, let's say I have Tata. Okay, and here I have total counts of car, that is 232. Then I have Mahindra, and here the total counts is 342, comma. And here I have, let's say Jaguar. Okay, and the total count is, let's say, 100. So this is a dictionary, and you can check that using type of car, and you can see this car is nothing but a dictionary. Now if you iterate on dictionary, what will happen? You will get both key and value, or only key. You can pause this video and you can answer this in comment box. Okay, so let's be interactive, don't just watch, you can answer while watching this video, so feel like you are taking a live session here. For I in car, okay, now if I just print I, so what you're getting? Only the keys. So what you understand here, if you iterate on a dictionary, you get only the keys. Okay, now the questions are asked like this, like um, print the name of that, the car, print the name of that car whose sales was maximum. Okay, whose sales was, let's say, above 200. Okay, so right now here what I have to do, I have to check whose car sale was about 200. So you can clearly see here only Tata and Mahindra qualify for that. So you have to check it using iteration. So you need to visit each key now. Okay, because if you don't visit the key, how would you know what was the number of sales there? So just paste it for I in car. Now you have to check if car, car of I. So here you will get the key, means car Tata, and if its value is greater than 200, it means the number of sales is more than 200. In that case, you have to print the I, means the car name. Okay, now you see here, if I run this, I will get only Tata and Mahindra, not Jaguar. So this is how we are applying some condition here. This is very important to understand. You are getting the key name here. Okay, for example, you saw here, okay, when we use the loop for I in car, print I. So in I, I'm not getting 0, 1, 2, anything. I'm getting the key name, Tata, Mahindra, and Jaguar, and that is what I'm getting in the output. So in each iteration, you will get car of Tata, 232, car of Mahindra, 342, car of Jaguar, 100, and 100 is not greater than 200. So in that case, this condition will fail and nothing will be printed like this. So this is how you iterate on a dictionary. Okay, similarly, people can ask, okay, print the name of a student whose mark is like this and this. So again, it's a dictionary problem that uh, that I have told you here. So this is how you iterate on that. One important thing to note here is that dictionary, in you can use keys, values, and items to get all the things. Okay, so don't ever forget that dictionary has a property to give you keys if you apply keys function. Dictionary has properties. If you use car dot items, you will get all the key value pairs here, Tata 232, Mahindra 342, and all in the form of tuples. Okay, list of tuples. So it is a list of tuples, and in the tuple you have both key value. So items give you this output, keys give you this output, and if you want only the values, so there is an inbuilt parameter called values like this. Okay, 232, 342, and 100. So these things should be very clear. How to update anything in a dictionary. Okay, how to append something in list. So from list topic, append, extend, these are very important things. How to update something in a list, how to append and extend in a list. Okay, these are very important in list. In dictionaries, how to iterate on keys, how to update any value of a key. This is very important. Okay, so before sitting in an interview, you should prepare for these topics. Okay, one very general question is, what is the difference between list, tuple, set, and dictionary? I'm not talking about tuple and set because they're very easy to understand. So I'm just focusing on list and dictionary. So in comparison to tuple and set, list and dictionaries are the most asked topic in Python. Okay, so that's why to prepare all the methods. If you want more information on this, what you have to do, you already know that. So I will put all the links in the chat box also if it is possible for me. I will update all these things here. But if you just scroll down all the playlists there, it is already there. So you can watch and get a more knowledge on there. Okay, so this is what we have discussed so far up till iteration on string, list, and dictionary objects. Now, list comprehension and dictionary comprehension is the next thing, but I think I'm just running out of time and I don't have too much time. So I will end this session here. And in the next session, I will be talking about list comprehension, dictionary comprehension, functions, global variables, and all. Okay. So that's it for this video. I hope you just like it. So do practice it. I will share this notebook link uh, in the comment box or in the description box, so you can just download these notebooks, and you can download this notebook in IPython format or in PDF format also. So once you see this notebook, what you have to do is just press Control P in your system, and this kind of a screen will appear here. Okay, and what you can do, you can simply save this one as PDF, save as PDF. So now you can read this file in your phone also. So this is how you can save it in PDF format. Okay, so let's end this session here. In the next video, I will talk about list comprehension functions and remaining other topics. Okay, I hope you liked it. So if you liked it, you already know what you have to do and how to get more and more people to this channel. That's it for this video. In the next class, we will meet with some fresh topic, fresh examples. Till then, take care and bye bye.